Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to be playing another episode of 60 Seconds Reatomized. We only have 4 achievements left and we are finished with everything aside from the challenges, which I just remembered. I forgot all about those. I do want to see which ones I have. I think it's survival is what we have left. So we got Scout's Honor. These might be like the last thing we do. I don't know. We'll wrap those up. I only have 3 of them. So we could definitely do those because I'm pretty sure I got all the I got all the scavenge done. But I'll need to do the survival. Now, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you like, comment, all that fun stuff. And we're going to play as Ted, because it's easier to be Ted and carry Dolores than it is to be Dolores and carry Ted. And, yeah, we're going to try to do the BugHunter achievement today. I'm going to give it another shot. We just need Little Boy. And the goal with this one is, we want the bugs to come. We want to keep them there. And then there should be an event with them that's like, it's like they're smart and they're trying to communicate, or they're holding a sign. I think there's a couple different versions maybe. Where could we go? So both of the kids are here. Let's clear this. Yeah, we'll do this. Grab the checkers. I can grab the checkers like that. Okay, cool. Alright, we're going to do this because this one's one of the harder people to get. And then, I see a lot of water in there. Checkers are good for our excavations. What is it called? Expeditions. We'll need the axe. Water. Flashlight. Oh, throw it in there. Oh my god. We're just going to get a bunch of food. Okay. Toss this in there. Throw this in there. Grab her. Get the med kit. Throw those in there. Let's go get Timmy. I don't see the bug spray. We have to have the bug spray. Bug spray. Water. I don't know what to grab. I'm panicking. I didn't get the map. That's okay. We don't really need too much. It was just the bug spray that was the most important part. If you don't get the bug spray, you're just out of luck with that. And we're going to take a look at our shelter, and hopefully we have something really good. Let's see. Let's see where we are. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Long-form content, roguelikes all the time, occasional horror video. Every once in a while a new game drops, and I like to play it. I love demos. I'm big on demos. I think I actually got a demo recently. It's called Subliminals, I believe. And, man, it looks so freaking good. It looks really creepy. I'm excited to play it, even though I'm a scaredy cat. We got good amount of water, good amount of food. We got the gun, the axe, the flashlight, radio, case, med kit, lock. Okay, so we're pretty stacked. We're good. All of us made it into the shelter just a second before the blast. That was a close one. As long as we're all together, we can make it work down here. And remember... oh wait, we remember hearing canned soup is healthy for you. We can't remember bringing any of those supplies to the shelter, but we're not complaining. We probably should have stocked it better anyways. So padlock, rifle, ammunition. Good thing we grabbed a suitcase. What we found inside of it will definitely prove useful. Alright, gas mask and radio. Our shelves are full of cans. We'll eat from cans. We'll sleep on cans. We'll even talk to cans. Some of us already do. Plenty of water means we don't have to worry about that for some time. This is the best stocked shelter we've ever seen. We've never seen another one, but we're sure this is a good amount of supplies. Alright, so we don't have to give them food or water until day 5, and that's when you give them water. And then day 10, you can give them food and water. After that, you got to kind of watch them closely. So, let's go ahead and get it started. Being stuck in such a tiny shelter would make anybody a bit apathetic. Apathetic? Yeah. We need to stay calm and wait the rescue. Surely they're coming for us, right? Alright, the rest is just updates. That's why I don't read those. Let me exit out of that because people are messaging me and I'm going to uppercut them in the face. Not really. I don't do that. I'm a gentle soul. I don't need to give them food or water. We are going to do expedition. Crates and stuff. Okay, cool. And we got the gas mask. So, good news, everyone. The government just announced they'll be dropping crates filled with supplies in our area. Finally, they are useful for something. We should head out and get those crates as soon as possible. Grabbing some protection gear might not be a bad idea. I'm glad we got that gas mask so we can stock up a little better. I think we're only going to do like like 3. Dang, our gas mask broke. We're only going to do like maybe 3 expeditions and try to get as much as we can, and then stay in the shelter until we get the bug event to try to get that going. We went to get the supplies and our gas mask got a bit damaged. Note taken. Don't stand under a supply crate when it's falling out of the sky. The airdrop crate we found wasn't exactly huge, but it contained a few supplies that will definitely help us. We were especially happy to find some water bottles and food cans. For a minute, we thought it was canned meat, but then we found out it was tomato soup. Our theory is that the whole country used to run on tomatoes, and no one suspected a thing. Plus 2 of each. I think that's a good trade. 2 water, 2 soup for a gas mask. I'm cool with that. 5. We're gonna send little Timmy with that. Is there anything else I could take? I mean, I guess I could take the radio. And what does the ammunition get you? Hang on, I think I have something for this. Hang on. Okay, this one. Let me look at this. I've got a little I got a little checklist. Sorry, my chest. I got a little checklist that basically tells you what you get if you take something. I don't see anything for ammunition. Oh, wait, no. Ammunition, you can get either a gas mask or a med kit. Do we need that? Do we need it back? Not really. I'll just do radio and the checker set because I know the checker set can give you canned soup and the radio can give you a bunch of water. So we'll do that. Plus, I don't care if either one of those get broke or lost. We're not really trying to survive on this run. We're just trying to get the bug ending. Or not bug ending, but the bug achievement. Because that's a big one. Timmy went out to the wastelands. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Also, make sure you guys recommend some other roguelikes in the comments. I've had a few recommended to me. There's some that I enjoy. Because this game's almost 100%ed. When it's done, I'm going to play some more games till I find another that I want 100%. Right now, I am swaying towards Ball X Pit. But I'm going to be honest, the algorithm has not treated those videos very well. They're not getting too many views. So I don't know, even though I want to, I don't think that's the greatest idea for the channel. Berry is another option. I genuinely enjoy it, but I kind of feel similar. I don't think the algorithm's treating it well. I've been... You know, I learned a lot about how the algorithm works, and it is cutthroat. It is very cutthroat. We've been wondering what happened to Uncle Brian. He should have been far from where the bombs fell, but no one knows for sure. It would be great to find out. He always looked on the bright side of life, so maybe we should too. But it's not easy. Say, didn't we have a photo of him tucked away in one of the books at home? We don't have the Boy Scout book, so we can't do much about it, which is fine. But yeah, with... the algorithm, I don't know if you guys are interested in it. I love how things work, so I like learning about it. And there's one thing that's happening with it that I just don't fully understand. I'll tell you in a sec. And so we are left with no photos, no news, and no happy thoughts. The world is too cruel. Ted looks like he's got 1 foot in the grave. He needs to get a drink right now. Okay, yeah, it's time for water. The trash can is becoming full of empty soup cans. That unmentionable bucket is overflowing. Both of them are attracting strange, glowing, suspiciously big insect wildlife. Roaches aren't that big of a big before the war, were they? This is literally exactly what I wanted, and I got it super early. This is the event that's going to bring the roaches in, and then we just let them grow. So we should have some of these little pets down here. So yeah, literally just going to do expeditions until our suitcase breaks or something, and we're going to grow these little bad boys. Yuck, a mutant cockroach. Oh, but with the algorithm, so I post every week, 2 videos to 4 videos. The goal is 4, but if life gets busy, my minimum is 2. Like, I just make sure. It's like I made it a priority kind of thing for that. It hurts when I only do 2, though. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like I'm slacking, and it drives me crazy, but life is life. I'm not monetized. I do what I can. And I want to make the content that I make for you guys because it's enjoyable. But so I look up stuff to try to help the channel grow, and looking at the back end, like I'll get a bunch of impressions for videos, and I was consistently for a while. It was like the algorithm was just giving me these impressions. It took a little bit for them to kind of realize what type of videos I was making, and then once it realized, it almost seemed like it found the target audience, and it kept going. And we were growing fast, you guys. We were getting like 2 to 5 subscribers every video. and it was just it was a good feeling, you know. And then it was almost like out of nowhere, I went from getting, you know, let's say 15,000 impressions, which is where they show your thumbnail to people, and then it's an even lower percentage of people that click it because that's just how it goes. There's so many videos to choose from, you know, who's gonna pick the smaller channel, which is fine, you know. I mean, I do similar sometimes. I'm like, I don't know if I'll watch this. I'll watch this guy that I like, and I'll watch his video on it instead of this other guy that I don't know. But so it's like it's almost like it just tanked. Like they went from like 15,000 impressions to like 50 to 500, and it was insane. And I have no information to tell me why that happened because all I have to go off of is like retention rate, like how long people watch videos, subscriber rate from videos, the likes and comments from videos, the CTR, like the click through rate for how often people click my videos. And it's almost like the videos, all my videos stay within the exact same range, like not different really at all. Some will get a little higher, but nothing crazy. And so nothing changed except for the algorithm just stopped giving impressions. And when I first started with the first month or two, I was like, that makes sense. They're trying to figure out who, you know, who would enjoy these videos, and they're trying to test the previous videos. And so it's just very strange. And I don't have any info that I can go off of to figure out why. If you know anything about it, if you've done YouTube, because I see you guys subscribing, some of you guys have it public. I can see some of you guys have a decent amount of subscribers, which is pretty cool. And if any of you know anything about how that stuff works right now, I'd love to hear, because it's a very odd thing. It's very odd. Oh my, that thing is huge, and there goes another one. Roaches everywhere. We're doomed. We already feel all dirty. All right, and we're gonna just keep those roaches here for a while, and hope for the best. We've discussed everything we could, and no one's willing to chat anymore. The silence is really disturbing. We should do something before we start talking to ourselves instead. But yeah, if I rant too much about certain things, just let me know. Like, because I don't know. Sometimes I just think of stuff and I talk about it because some of you guys are really smart, and you'll leave comments that really break some stuff down for me, or you know, explain things that you know, I like hearing things. We're either going crazy or this entire shelter is crawling with little insects, or worse, it's worse, there's spiders. And some miniature ones, some huge, furry, and very creepy beasts. We've got to do something about them. We don't want to. I would actually like to have Mary Jane turn into a mutant on this run, which I don't know if she will, because the difficulty's pretty low, which is fine. Alright, let's see what he brought home. We decided we could get rid of those spiders with our bare hands, feet, and whatever body parts we could use for lethal anti-spider attacks. Unfortunately, we underestimated their chances. They're really fast. All we achieved was getting tired. Maybe we'll have more luck next time. We were afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland safe with us now, so we still have the checkerboard. We recently discovered that local supermarket has been the base of operations for a raider group. They are armed and dangerous. Sometimes they would leave to plunder and ransack the area, even if it's risky. That was the best time to try to steal from them. One of the walls was decorated with a big map of the surrounding area. Several buildings had X markings on them. We were passing through the ruins of a bar. We ran into a soup vending machine. We couldn't find any spare change, so we decided to try prying checker pieces. It worked. We got 3 food. We shouldn't have taken that radio with us. The fragile box is broken now. We spotted some sort of vehicle down the street, but couldn't get a good look at it in the dark. Sorry. Hiccups. Maybe future expeditions will prove more fruitful. Let's see. Soup. No, it's day 8. We don't care about that. Timmy is sick, though. Let's just give him that. And we will go another expedition, but this time we'll take ammunition since we could get a med kit from it. The roaches seem to be organized with every passing day. At first it was just 2 of them, but nowadays it's small columns of them marching through the shelter. We need to deal with the situation before their civilization becomes superior to ours. We don't want to do anything. We just want to keep our bug spray, and we need them to communicate with us. If I see the word communicate, they're getting sprayed. That's where I'm at. I've tried watching things. Some videos show, like, they have to have a sign and try to communicate with you that way. Some of them just say that they have to be intelligent. So we're going to see what the events lead to. And from what I've seen, it takes like 50 days. So if we get it quickly, which it seems like we're getting it pretty quick, we'll go from there. Our new cockroach roommates can be a bit messy, disgusting, and annoying, but surely this is not the worst thing that could happen to us. And there's not much we can do about it anyways. Maybe one day we'll manage to convince them to pay the rent. When Mary Jane is tired, she becomes cranky. She should be better in a few days. Mary Jane keeps fainting. We really need to find her something to drink. Fast. Also, I wanted to ask you guys, I was debating on starting the second channel for the horror stuff because I'm going to be reading creepypastas and I like to play horror games. Should I just create like a cozy still frame horror? Right? Like, should I do that? Should I create a still frame horror channel? Because I feel like the algorithm's struggling with some of the videos I post because I'm kind of going back and forth with genres. I want to stick to roguelikes with this one for sure, and I don't want to add like creepypasta, short horror stories, and do the horror video games all on this channel because I feel like it's going to hurt it. Would that bother you guys if I did that? If I had a gaming channel and I had a horror channel for games and stories? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. You know, I am genuinely curious if that's a idea that would work, if anybody would want to do that. So everybody's tired, so I can't send anybody anywhere, which is fine. We'll hang tight until one of them is no longer tired. Ted looks like he's got 1 foot in the grave and needs a drink right now. Ted looks very weak if he doesn't eat today. Okay, so this is everybody needs food and water. Okay. We can't do expedition yet. If there's anyone who can rescue us from this hellish situation, it's our government. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. We're good citizens. We've been paying our taxes regularly, so we're sure Uncle Tom is coming to get us. Well, except that one time when we... Never mind. The government people are coming, and we should keep our ears and eyes open for any sign of them. Bum 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 bum. Okay, so no, he's not. He's still tired, I think. If there is one thing we need to do, it's to use the radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcast that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that, or it's strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first option sounds a bit more sane. Okay. Let's just check them. Starvation, 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 hunger. I'm just going to feed them all another can. Hang on. Was he still... No, he's not tired anymore, so I can do an expedition with Ted. I'll do that. Timmy was performing experiments on mutated roaches and left one of them cut open on the table, glowing intestines and all. We eat here, you little savage. Dolores is fuming, and she says it's high time Timmy learns to clean up after himself. Is this the right time to discipline him? Oh, I've never seen this event, but I'm assuming if you make him clean up, the roaches will leave. I'm going to say no. We don't want them to clean up anything. We want them to stay dirty so the roaches multiply. Dolores cleaned while mumbling about the complete lack of discipline and disgusting radioactive mess. Remorseful, Timmy eventually did most of his chores without being asked, which satisfied Dolores. They both look energized after this physical exercise. Okay, so he's hungry, 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 and hungry. We're going to do Ted, suitcase, checkers, bullets, and honestly, map might be a good one. I forget what it is, though. Let me check. Hang on. Oh, just help make sure they return when they're not in good shape. I don't care about that too much. There's nothing else really that I want to take, that I want to risk. We'll just do the bullets and the... we'll do the ammunition and we'll do the checkerboard. And I do want to do the challenges so I can get the other skins. I want to get everything. Just because doing the achievements gives you the platinum for it, for completion, I want to be able to get everything, you know. Starvation, thirsty, hungry, thirsty, hungry. We need to feed the mom tomorrow. We didn't expect a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb dropped, yet here we are. We can clearly hear a phone ringing outside. It must be the public phone booth on the other side of the street. Should someone go answer it? No, we don't really care too much about that. Okay, roaches squeaked. I heard them. I heard them with my ears. It's way too dangerous to just randomly run to the ringing phone in the middle of a radioactive ghost town. We're not taking any chances. It took a while before the ringing stopped. It was pretty annoying for all of us. Alright, so she needs food. Now she's dehydration. They're both, or she's both and she's dehydration, or he's dehydration. So water tomorrow, both tomorrow. We always wanted a pet, but we just can't decide what to get. A cat, a dog, no matter. We have our very own cockroach colony now. Unless we want them to stay and play fetch, we should start doing something to drive them out. Though the fetch option is quite likely, they're as big as small puppies. I'm a cat person, personally. I think dogs are amazing, but I think I'm more of a cat person. Living with roaches can't be too bad, right? Even if they're stealing your pillows, socks, and wallets. Why would roaches even need wallets? And that smell is horrible. Alright, so the mom and... Is the daughter sick too? Okay. So we'll do water, water, both. Is he... Yeah, okay. Yesterday during charades, we learned that Mary Jane doesn't know how to spell anti-disestablishmentarianism, and it has left us Dolores sorely disappointed. She insists on home, or rather shelter schooling Mary Jane. Let's do it! Imagine we get the med kit from this. That would be cool. Yep. That's crazy. Now let's use it real quick before Ted gets back. And maybe we can get the second one so we can get everybody healed up. Dolores does not mess around. What started out as a spelling exercise quickly found its way to a math revision, followed by a short physics course and ending on tinkering with random objects in the shelter. Mary Jane looks exhausted, but we can't deny the state of our shelter has improved today. Let's heal the mom because she's more important. She's more important than the daughter. A woman came by with a creature claims is a camel, provided that camels have 5 legs. The animal is carrying a pack of goods for trade. We don't have anything to trade. Yeah, the mom's more important than the daughter because if the mom dies and the dad dies, the daughter just leaves. So, in the end, we decided her offers were not for us. Maybe another time if she ever comes back. Okay, where are we at with these? Hungry hippo. We know very little about what's going on outside. It would be a good idea to find out more. Maybe discover if anyone made it to safety. A radio could help in this. We don't have one. We broke the radio. Man, I've been finding a lot of, like, small indie bands lately. I say indie bands. Like, I listen to rap and I listen to, like, rock and country. I listen to everything. If it sounds good, I like it. But I've been finding a lot of indie artists lately that I've been enjoying. I don't know if I'll give recommendations. I don't know if you guys would like some of the music I like, and I don't know. I don't know. Maybe one day. They say ignorance is bliss. Another day without any clue what's going on might necessarily kill us. Well, I guess if you ask in the comments, like a good recommendation, if you made it this far and you want to know what I listen to, and you want a recommendation of somebody local or indie, let me know the genre and ask me for a group to listen to it. And I promise you, I probably know an indie band that is in that genre of some sorts. I just enjoy it. Enjoy music. As long as we have food and water, we can stay locked in, but we'll have to leave eventually. It would be good to head straight to safety instead of getting ourselves into more trouble, if that's even possible in this situation. Our hope is that our brave soldiers will come to rescue us and take us to some well-hidden, well-stocked government shelter. Timmy had comics about those, so you know they must exist. All we need to do is to make contact with the military. I've been debating on getting into comics. As a kid, I wasn't into them like too deep, but I loved a lot of the stuff. But I just never got comics. I didn't have no money. Now I'm an adult and I got adult money. I kind of want to I want to get more hobbies, you know. If there's one thing we need to do, it's to use the radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcast that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that, or it's strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first option sounds a bit more sane. Ted has safely returned from the voyage. When a man is desperate enough, any place is good to look through to get food or water. Our expedition was coming home with nothing to show for all the searching, but then they stumbled across full trash cans in our neighborhood. One man's trash is another man's treasure. One of the bins had a nice working radio inside. The owner probably bought a brand new radio, and got rid of the old one. We should try to buy a new one too, when all of this is over. Oh, the irony. Or maybe a paradox, or maybe neither. A gas mask is lying in a pile of stinky garbage. During the trip, we lit a fire to warm up a bit, and it wasn't long before a few bandits standing next to our fireplace demanded we give them all of our supplies. In a sudden rush of adrenaline, we decided to toss a few bullets into the fire. What followed was a barrage that sent those people running with their pants on fire. In their haste, they forgot a few of their belongings. Dang it, we really like that suitcase. Well, now it's gone. Okay, so, I mean, we got some items to play around with. We didn't get a new med kit, so Mary Jane is working her way out the door. I may just let her go. I'm going to be honest and just not have to feed her. And I don't know if I'm going to do any more I don't know if I'm going to do any more expeditions. These cockroaches aren't playing around. They're very territorial, and they're leaving us less and less space every day. We need to do something about it. It's not there yet. It's not there yet. I may do... What is that noise? It's creepy. Oh, dude, Ted, come on, brother. Although they're a bit glowy, we're pretty sure they spread diseases. We have no means of fighting these dang roaches. Best to get used to the situation. Better the roaches than bandits or commies. As long as one of the adults is fine, I'm okay with it. He needs to eat tomorrow. She needs both. I'm debating on just letting her go, though. It makes me feel bad. Both of the guys need to eat tomorrow. For an isolated fallout shelter, we sure have a lot of disturbances. Something has been making a lot of noises since dawn, and we couldn't sleep. It seems to be coming from under the floor. Coincidentally, we just found a manhole that we could use to go down and check out what's going on. You know what? Yes. Alright, so the girl's gone, which is fine. We planned for this. And we got the med kit. We found treasure down there. Pills, bottles, and other medical supplies were stacked on a few shelves in a narrow room. Just enough to stock the first aid kit. Good for us. We didn't find the source of the noise. Alright, we'll give him both and we'll give him the med kit now that we know he's going to make it. We'll give the boy food. We're not doing any expeditions. The more we know about what's going on outside, the better for us. Let's gather around the radio to see if we can tune into a station. Sure. And... Phone ring for me. Let us see. Oh, dang it. Something blew up inside the radio and the wretched thing caught fire. We were able to put it out, but it doesn't work anymore. Okay. Okay, dude. That's ridiculous. The mom, we'll just give her food. Ring ring. There we were, thinking we'd never hear a telephone signal again, when suddenly the phone starts ringing from somewhere outside. We figure it's the phone booth across the street. Should someone go answer it? No. And sorry for pestering, but if you do enjoy the content and you've made it this far, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. I haven't been doing call to action lately, and I think that's been affecting, because I know a lot of people, they'll watch something, zone out, and when it's over, they move on. But if you want to see anything like this again, it really does help the channel. It helps get my channel out there. Genuinely would appreciate it if you subscribed. If you don't want to subscribe because you don't want to flood your feed, my wife's the same way. You could easily just leave a comment or like the video, and that makes a difference too. It really does. I want to monetize one day. I want to monetize. I'd love to make content for a living, you know, but there's no way I could quit my job without a reliable income, so it is what it is. It's way too dangerous to just randomly run to a ringing phone in the middle of a radioactive ghost town. We're not taking any chances. It took a while before the ringing stopped. It was pretty annoying for all of us. Hungry, dehydrated. Give them water tomorrow. We're getting a little low on water. Maybe I should do one more expedition and hope I get water. Maybe I should. What could I take that would increase water? The only thing I had was the radio. Let's see if I can find something else, and when we get closer, we'll get there. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. Just for one can of soup, we could get a bag with all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us an angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make the deal? Nah. That's the cat, and it counters the bugs. The cat will eat the bugs. That is a fact. Shurikoff the cat. Our grandparents always told us never buy anything sight unseen. We're not about to start now. Gone are the times of yard sales. We can manage without whatever junk is in that mysterious bag. Starvation, dehydration, and dehydration. I don't think I need to feed him, but I'm going to. I'm stubborn. It seems that for every cockroach we squash with our boots, 2 others take its place. It's time to do something before we get completely overrun. No, thank you. We're going to keep it moving. Our time will come, but for the time being, we'll just have to adapt to the living situation. They're here, we're here, let's make the best of it. They're only cockroaches after all. Timmy is sick. Honestly, I might just keep the parents at this point. He needs water tomorrow. We can keep sitting on our backsides here in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from this radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought the Reds would ruin such a lovely neighborhood? We could do it in our own town. We could do it on our own. The escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. If there's one thing we need to do, it's to use the radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcast that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that, or it's strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first option sounds a bit more sane. Dehydration? What? Oh, fatigued. Okay. I thought that said deranged for a minute. I was like, you're crazy, dude. Yeah, we're gonna let the boy go, too. And we'll do one more expedition. We had some spare ammunition, but now it's gone. We don't know how or when, but it must have been misplaced. We need to find it soon. Alright, we'll do that. Honestly, I'm going to send the boy out for the expedition. I think I'm going to do that. Worst case, he's gone, which is fine. Best case, he comes back with water. Found it. The ammunition clip was covered by a can. Too bad it was empty, but at least we have our bullets back. Hungry, fatigue, starvation. Give her food tomorrow. We'll give him food before he goes. And there is nothing that I care to send him with aside from the checkerboard. So we'll send him with that and hope for the best. Dolores looks so happy. Let's see. What do we want to give them for Ooh. Ooh. Slay. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We don't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. Give her both. Our first aid kit is of no use, and we need to do something about it. For some bizarre reason, we believe we can use lethal bug spray to produce some additional medicine. Maybe it will work. Maybe it will work. We won't know until we try it, right? No, I'm not using the bug spray. I need it very much. I need it very much so. But yeah, we're going to try to survive as long as possible with these bugs. Because I think it takes a while before you get to that point. Both are starvation. Give them food tomorrow. We learned a valuable lesson recently. If you don't do anything about roaches in your home, you will end up with more roaches. That's not ideal. If we don't do anything about it, we will end up all glowy just like them. Man, I've been having these reels show up on my Facebook of people eating bugs and such. Man, I saw this one. I don't know how people do it, but it's like this. It was this massive grub worm. Oh, this is gonna gross you out, maybe. I don't know, but she like bit its head off, spit the head, and like slurped the juice like it was like. Oh man, I was like, holy cow! I couldn't do it. Living with roaches can't be too bad, right? Even if they're stealing your pillows, socks, and wallets. Why would roaches even need wallets? And that smell is horrible. But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of blown away. I was like, that's a crazy way to eat stuff. I would understand maybe cooking them. I could maybe get behind you. Not for me. Not for me. But I could understand it. But just straight up pulling it out of a log and having at it, crazy. Crazy to me. Every new smell attacks our noses. In this little shelter instantly. There isn't much we can miss. So, when a single brick fell from a wall revealing a tight opening, our senses were immediately evaded by a terrible stench. We should probably check out that hole and see what source of the smell. Yeah. We can get a big old can of soup. Or get attacked. One of the two. Alright, we looked into the hole fearing something might come at us with claws, fangs, or other mutated and sharp body parts, but nothing happened. Instead, we found a dead rat who was trying to break into a can of tomato soup. He failed miserably. We have a feeling we'll be luckier than him, so we confiscated it. We gave the rat a proper burial in an empty can. He deserved that much. Alright, food. And I heard giving food to somebody after they're sick multiple times cures them, so we'll try. We can keep sitting on our backsides in this tiny little bunker, or we can start thinking about getting away as far as possible from this radioactive wasteland. Who would have thought the Reds would ruin such a lovely neighborhood? We could do it on our own, the escaping part, not the ruining part, of course. However, there might be someone out there who can help us. Let's keep our eyes and ears open. Oh, I just remembered, I made some marinated chicken. Oh, I can't wait to cook that tonight. I made like a Worcestershire, some soy sauce. I put some crushed garlic cloves, some green onions, There's some. I did lime because I didn't have any lemon. But yeah, I mixed it all in a bag and shook it up really good. It's been setting overnight, and I am so excited to eat that tonight. I'm gonna make like some type of wrap with lettuce with it or something. Ah, my mouth's watering thinking about that. I haven't eaten yet. It's going on 11 for me, and I haven't eaten yet. I usually don't eat much in the morning, so maybe after this video I'll go be a proper human and eat something. I forget sometimes. So if there's one thing we need to do, it's to use the radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcast that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that or it's strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. First option sounds a bit more sane. I saw some people, because I guess it was like, I don't know if it's past or not. I don't know much about it, but the fasting thing, like I heard it's really healthy to fast. I don't know if that's true or not. I know people do it for like religious purposes and stuff, but I'm kind of curious, like the health benefits of it, like to fast sometimes throughout the day. I heard it like helps like reset your like digestion or something like that. I don't know though. And when you fast, are you allowed to drink water? Like, are you allowed to drink anything, or is it just no water, no food? I don't know. I don't know. I'm curious about that though. I also had somebody. They came to work, and I guess this guy he went on this diet thing, and he went on the the keto diet. And personally, I always thought that was like a really wealthy person thing. Like if you're wealthy, you can afford it. But he was like, "Nah, man." He's like, "You can just get the cheap meats." He's like, "It really doesn't matter." He's like, "The only thing is just make sure you eat what's on that list." And like, yeah, it'll recommend like some expensive meats, but he's like, "Man, I just stuck to the meats on the list, and it was fine." So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. And I guess there's like a awesome for. There's like a 3 category thing. There's a awesome for it recommended. There's a medium. It's okay to do it recommended, and then there's like a don't do it at all recommended when it comes to the keto diet. But I don't know. I don't know. I have a lot of like heartburn, acid reflux, things like that. So I have to be careful because it just drives me crazy. I have to be careful how I eat. Even though I'm really, really bad at it because I love fast food. It's like my favorite, man. Oh, I love it. Delicious stuff. Oh, man. Favorite fast food place? Thinking about it. I love Whataburger, man. Oh, it's such a good place. Their bacon avocado burger is just another level. So good. So delicious. We didn't expect to get a phone call so soon after the atomic bomb drop, yet here we are. We can clearly hear a phone ringing outside. It must be the public phone booth on the other side of the street. Should someone go answer it? No, thank you. Timmy made it back. I guess I'll let him survive. If he brought something good. It's way too dangerous to just randomly go to a ringing phone in the middle of a radioactive ghost town. We're not taking any chances. It took a while before the ringing stopped. It was pretty annoying for all of us. We were so afraid for Timmy, but he came back from the wasteland and is safe with us now. Theater means actors. Where you can find actors, you can easily run into mimes. And so we approached the theater on our tiptoes. But, okay. But in the end, we decided our need for supply was greater than our fear for mimes. So we bravely went in to explore. This must have been one boring play if the only props used were bottles. And the scene was practically filled with them. Thankfully, some had water in them. God, I got the hiccups again. Let's see. You know what? I think I have. Do I have one? Hang on, let me check, you guys. I might have a soda pop near me. If I do, I'm drinking it. I don't. Oh, man. Oh, man, I would have fought a small bear for a soda pop. That would have been cool. Let's see. I like Diet Dr. Pepper. It's my jam. Fatigued, hungry, thirsty. Fatigued, sick, hungry. Sick, fatigued, hungry, tired. Alright, so we're not doing another expedition. During our last expedition, we finally approached that nearby vehicle. It was an ice cream truck, missing wheels and a few other crucial components. The outside was rusty and a little burnt up. If we ever hope to drive away from here, we should scavenge for something to reinforce it. Anything we should grab for this little supply run? You know what? Flashlight. We do need to prep this because once we get to... There's going to be a point, it takes 5 expeditions to get the vehicle to work. We've done it for the achievements. We had to do the Frosty, which was the ice cream truck, and we had to do the Panzer, which was the tank. So, if we can build this, and at some point we'll get an event saying it's done and we just need to do soup, right? Okay, hear me out. We just need to do soup to get it running for the gas. We can then deny that, and we'll know that it's on its last one, and we can play the Sara Bomber on the Apocalypse run, grab all the food and water we can to survive, send people on expeditions until we get the vehicle one complete, and then escape easily with the vehicle. Boom, that achievement will be done, because that is the hardest one. And we'll probably prep it for the next one, too, to do that on the survival mode, because, man, SAR Bomber's no joke. It's no joke at all, you guys. It's nerve-wracking. We'll do the flashlight, and we'll see what happens with it. Because it also, in the main menu, it decorates your vehicle to show the progress, which is kind of neat. So I want to see what the flashlight finds and how it decorates the vehicle. Armed with the flashlight, we braved the darkness of the almost intact basement a few houses down the street. There were lots of cobwebs and impressive collection of barbecues. We grabbed some grills to install on our vehicle for protection. It smelled wonderful too. Oh, the flashlight didn't make it. What a shame. That's okay. We don't really need the flashlight. So, dehydration, fatigue, sick, hungry, thirsty. Sick, fatigue, tired, thirsty, starvation. Let's just go ahead and give them both food. These cockroaches aren't playing around. They're very territorial, and they're leaving us less and less space every day. We need to do something about it. As long as Ted doesn't get sick. Bless you. I heard you sneeze. Dang it, Ted. You let me down. Okay. Our new cockroach roommates can be a bit messy, disgusting, and annoying, but surely this is not the worst thing that could have happened to us. There's not much we can do about it anyway. Maybe one day we'll manage to convince them to pay rent. I'm going to feed and water Ted 4 days in a row. It'll be one water, one can. And I think that's worth the investment to get him to heal. If it does. Because I've tried before, and sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. It's very odd. Life in the shelter can really put a strain on personal relationships. Privacy is forgotten, impossible concept now. So if you wanted to clear the air, well, even the most private conversations are guaranteed unwanted audience. Dolores and Ted could really use a quiet moment to talk in peace. You know what? Yes, because I don't want them to go crazy and one of them flee on like day 50 or something weird. Something weird. Nothing like a romantic outing to a ruined post-apocalyptic park, complete with giggling and whispering sweet nothings over a shared can of tomato soup. At least that's how Ted remembers it. Dolores is unwilling to comment, but they both feel better today, so clearly whatever happened has lifted their spirits. So, I'll give him both again. She's dehydrated. He's dehydrated. So, we'll give him both again to make him heal. Words. Oh, I was going to say, there's this walkthrough. I'm going to side with the mom on this and I'll read it in a sec. I saw this game and it is like a pool walk. Now, this isn't for a video or anything. This is just something I want to do. But it's like a walkthrough game of these big pools and stuff where you just kind of walk through the environment. And it looks crazy, like surrealism. It looks amazing. Kind of creepy, like if you're scared of water and stuff. But man, and I was thinking, I was like, I wonder if that game is in VR. And I would like to try that. God, that would be so cool. Like, I don't think game. This is a hot take, super hot take. I don't want to play games in VR, ever. I just don't think it's fun. I think I tried it once and I was like, this ain't for me. It's just not my cup of tea. I like being in the real world as far as video games go. But man, seeing some of these like AI videos of surrealism and worlds and stuff, and like how good audio has come nowadays when it comes to like just making like, you know, fantasy sounds and fantasy environments. I would love to just build a collection of walking environments and just walk around in a VR for that stuff. It looks so beautiful. It looks so freaking beautiful. Even the scary ones, like, man, throw me in that water. It looks so cool. I don't know, man. It looks so cool. I want to see if I can find something like that and get the VR and do that stuff. That looks like a blast. Absolute blast. What's that glowing in your pocket, Timmy? Oh no, mutated ants. Their terrifying little mandibles almost gave Dolores a heart attack. She wants them out, but Timmy says it's the beginning of an atomic ant farm. One of them has to have it their way, but who? Obviously the mother, because mother knows best. Plus she's on her last leg, so let her have her way for now. Alright, Ted, this is your third day of being fed. Timmy reluctantly agreed to get rid of the insects, but once they escaped his pocket, they proved rather hostile. One even bit his finger. Let's keep our distance in case Timmy decides to mutate and grow a mandible overnight. We're gonna feed and water him again. She's starvation. Give her food tomorrow. These are the dire circumstances we find ourselves in. Supplies are running low. If we don't take care of ourselves, nobody will. We know for a fact that one of our neighbors has a shelter with a broken trap door, and there might be some supplies inside. Of course, there's a chance the neighbor and her kids managed to get there in time, but we could really use whatever they have. We're stronger. We should pay them a visit. How much do I have for food and water? You know what? Risking it for the biscuits. Let's do it. Ah, bullet. Okay, Timmy's crazy. That's all right. Yes, we got the med kit. We're curing Ted. We went, we got what we needed and came back. We're sure the group will do just fine. Most probably, yeah, absolutely. Actually, okay, feed her. Feed him. Actually, let's do this on her and give him both again. And see if he gets cured and have both the parents cured, maybe. Because I've been working on him. It'd be smarter to do it that way. If there's anyone that can rescue us from this hellish situation, it's our government. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. We're good citizens. We've been paying our taxes regularly, so we're sure Uncle Tom is coming to get us. Well, except that one time when never mind. The government people are coming, and we should keep our ears and eyes open for any sign of them. It'd be amazing if both of them were healed on this next day. How beautiful would it be lined up? Like the stars lined in the sky. Oh my god. That was such a good play. Such a good play. If you haven't subscribed by now, you should for that. Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Sorry. Sorry. I can't help it. I'm sorry. I have to do the call for action. I got to make it a habit. I know. It makes me feel corny and weird. But I gotta do it. If I want the channel to grow, I gotta remind people awkwardly. If there's one thing we need to do, it's to use the radio on a regular basis to catch any emergency broadcast that might be transmitted in our area. It's either that or it's strolling around outside waiting to get picked up. The first option sounds a bit more sane. Okay, so he's fatigued. She is thirsty and hungry. He is the whole book. Man, I want to watch the Hercules cartoon from Disney. I was just thinking about that. When I said the stars are aligned, it reminded me of that beginning, like, where the planets aligned oh so nicely. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe I'm too old. I am in my 80s, you guys. I don't know if you knew that. I'm actually 87. Yeah, maybe I'm too old, but I loved that cartoon as a kid. That was such... Man, it gets love, but I honestly feel like it should have been one of the biggest ones. Like, it should have been just one of the biggest, because that Hercules cartoon was so freaking good. Man, it was so good. And the songs. I will find my way. I can go the distance. It was so good. It was so good. Top to bottom, that whole movie was amazing. And it covered so many serious, like, emotional topics, you know, in such a good way, you know. Man, it was so good. It seems that for every cockroach we squash with our boots, 2 others take its place. It's time to do something about it before we get completely overrun. We're not. We're going to go to like day 70 or so. We're going to just keep running these days up as long as we can. Because keep in mind, we got to do the Konrad Style achievement as well. Dang it, Ted. Dang it, Ted. What are you doing, brother? We were just celebrating what... you don't get the good hat anymore. You get the grandma hat. But, living with roaches can't be too bad, right? Even if they're stealing your pillows, socks, and wallets. Why would roaches even need wallets? And that smell is horrible. Alright, fatigued and sick. She's both. Actually, Timmy, you're not getting nothing else, brother. You're not getting nothing else, because you're doomed. You're doomed, brother. That's just where it's at. Alright. We can barely breathe in this dang shelter for the last couple of hours. The situation is getting noticeably worse. There might be something wrong with the ventilation system. Maybe it's stuck. If that's the case, we need to look into fixing it right away. We're not doing nothing. Every time we touch that thing, we get it. Unless we use the bug spray, it's the only way to clear it, because it's like spiders and stuff. So, we're just not doing that. We decided to ignore any problems with the vents and focus on other problems. As predicted, all of us developed a nasty cough and had trouble breathing, but it got better the next morning. We don't know what the issue was, but the important thing is it's gone now. Okay? I'm honestly debating on just taking care of the mom and just running them days up. Enough of this plain tasteless water. Dolores is craving a cup of coffee, a real true blue American coffee. The kind you can drink 5 cups up and feel sleepy. But where are we going to find that in this wasteland? Well, Dolores' favorite diner is, or used to be, a few blocks away. Maybe someone should go on the run. But who? The crazy little boy named Timmy, of course. Come on, Timmy. Bring your mother back some coffee. Our volunteer came back empty-handed. Apparently, the dinner is now just a sad hole in the ground. The diner is just a sad hole in the ground with some seats laying around. What a letdown. Timmy's gone. He said the lack of water drove Timmy insane. He opened the shelter door and ran away without looking back. He's not likely to return. That's okay. I'm strongly debating on taking care of Ted. I don't know. We could use some extra supplies. The last time we went on a supply run, we noticed a damaged tank stuck in the rubble nearby. How about we send someone to investigate? Send Ted. Actually, maybe we'll get some benefit. And he won't blow up into pieces. Did we get anything decent? The tank might have been badly damaged on the outside, but we found a working radio inside and made contact with the military. They're willing to lend us a hand, but we have to have an operational radio ready for the transmission in our shelter. Didn't really care too much about that. We'll give him water. She's fine. We don't want the cat. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. Just for 1 can of soup, we can get a bag and all of its contents. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us an angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. We should make a deal. No thank you. No thank you, man. 44. Okay. Our grandparents always told us to never buy anything sight unseen, and we're not about to start now. Gone are the times of yard sales. We can manage without whatever junk is in the mysterious bag. I wish I could do, like, cool accents, man. That'd be dope. We always wanted a pet, but we couldn't decide what to get. A cat? A dog? No matter. We have our very own cockroach colony now. Unless we want them to stay and play fetch, we should start doing something to drive them out. Though the fetch option is quite likely, they're as big as small puppies. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Alright, there's a knock at the door. Our new cockroach roommates can be a bit messy, disgusting, and annoying, but surely this is not the worst thing that could happen to us. There's not much we can do anyways. Maybe one day we'll manage to convince them to pay rent. Okay, as long as she doesn't get sick, I'm happy. Okay, so starvation for her, tomorrow feed. A knock at the door is not something we take lightly these days, so when a man came to our doorstep today offering a highly profitable game of cards, we weren't convinced. Is a bet of 2 soup cans and a card game a reasonable choice in our situation? Okay, so she's fine. Gambling is a terrible habit. What kind of example is that to set for the kids? We need supplies, but we're not getting them like that. We'd sooner rob someone than send that man away. We sent that man away. Blah, 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 blah. Words, words, words. Alright, no expeditions. Where did that green puddle come from? Oh dear, the pipe is leaking goo. That's not good. It's not good at all. We need to act now, so no one packed them up. What do we do? We kind of want to keep our stuff, but we don't want the mom to get sick, and we already have the roaches kind of fighting that to make the mom sick. So, dang it. Dang it, dang it. Gosh darn it. Aha, problem solved. No leak, no mess. Back to our tidy little shelter. Maybe I should have used the book. Both for him, starvation for her tomorrow. We felt that we should do something about our interior decoration. The feng shui is really off in our fallout shelter. When we were moving things around, we found a secret door. What's behind it? The only way to find out. There's only one way to find out. I hope we get a med kit. Heal the mom and keep her going. Okay, I don't think we got anything. Oh, water, nice. What's the first thing to do when you open a door leading to a place you don't know? Open fire. Bam, bam. Our bullet struck the wall, and guess what? We hit a water pipe. We were able to fill a few water bottles with all the water that trickled from the bullet holes. Both and both. Open in the name of freedom, came a shout from the outside door. We weren't sure who claimed to be representing freedom, but we could hear it was a group of people, probably armed. Anyone who introduces himself like that is probably planning to kill someone in the name of freedom. Should we open it? It's either somebody that's going to take some stuff, or it's the people that will, it's the kids, the Wolverines, which will give us something. Let's just open it and find out, because we could use a few things. Okay, day 49, thank goodness. Let's see. As long as it doesn't end, you know. That's the big one. We regretted opening the door the minute we saw who was standing on the other side. Dark faces, rifles, and a determined look of band of teenagers. We're doomed, we thought. Then, out of the blue, one of them asks if we're with the Reds. We never supported the Red Sox, so we confidently said that we weren't. The tension dropped immediately, and those nice young people gave us 2 bottles of water. They also told us to have no fear since Wolverines are around. We're not sure what Wolverines have to do with all this, but we took their word for it. Alright. Starvation. Tomorrow for Ted. These cockroaches aren't playing around. They're very territorial, and they're leaving us less and less space every day. We need to do something about it. No, thank you. They're already sick, so I don't see that hurting anything. Our time will come, but for now, but for the time being, we'll just have to adapt to this living situation. They're here, we're here, let's make the best of it. They're only cockroaches after all. Deadhead starvation. Let's see. A coded note was left on our doorstep. It's all symbols and numbers, some sort of cipher that will need to be cracked before we can read the letter. Dolores seems eager for this challenge. However, it's hard to tell how long this could take her, and it could prove to be a waste of her time. Should she keep herself busy with it? Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, she's tired. Let's see what happened. Dolores instantly sat down with the code and started working on it with a purpose. She looked very focused. Let's hope the note is worth staying up all night. Dolores looks very tired already. I'm pretty sure there's an event that involves that. I just don't know what, though. Okay. This is terrible. We can't sleep. We've been having problems with sleeping ever since we got down here. But now it's worse than ever. If we don't deal with this problem, we won't be able to cope with any other challenges that await us outside these 10 shelter walls. Oh, thin shelter walls. There was an H in there. It existed. Bravely ignoring our symptoms, we tried to get at least an hour or 2 of sleep. No luck. We're even more tired than we were, and there are other problems we need to face soon. Let's just hope our yawning will be enough to scare raiders away and save us from the radiation sickness. Dehydration, starvation, dehydration. So food, water for her, water for him. Ted and Dolores argue about everything lately. Today's heated argument is about who should empty the bucket in the corner. Both of them swear it's not their turn. Somebody has to cave and do it, but who? Neither. I think that helps with the bugs, right? It also makes them sick, but they're already sick. She is a crazy looking person right now. Holy cow. I don't know why, but that looks crazier than ever. that is crazy looking. Oh my goodness. Neither Ted nor Dolores caved. The bucket kept filling up, and the stench got worse and worse. Nobody is feeling particularly good right now. So he needed... I'll just give them both, and I'll give her both. It took several days and a lot of silent cursing, but Dolores finally cracked the code. Impressive. The note contained detailed directions for some secret location nearby. But it also said that Dolores must show up alone. She says she's willing to go, but we can't help but wondering whether it's some sort of trap. She should risk it. Should she risk it? Yes. Sorry, I'm stuttering. My bad. Oh, get a good stretch in. 1 sec. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, that was nice. Alright, Dolores is on her way to the surface. Let's hope she'll make it back safe and sound. Oh, she's got to go to the surface. Turns out Mr. Freeman, the physics teacher at Timmy's school, was right. 1 + 1 does indeed make 2. In our case, it's 2 or more cockroaches because those little things keep coming. Do we clean up our mess or end up with a full-blown infestation? We're going to keep it going, brother. Okay, she made it back. Thank goodness. I was scared. Thank goodness. I was actually terrified for a bit. Our new cockroach roommates are a bit messy, disgusting, and annoying, but surely this is not the worst thing that could have happened to us. And there's not much we could do about it anyways. Maybe one day we'll manage to convince them to pay rent. Dolores came back looking relaxed and carrying extra supplies. The note was written by her dear old friend Peggy, who inhabits a shelter together with other work colleagues of Dolores. She claims it was some sort of secretary job from before she married Ted. It's weird how little we know about that time in her life. She's quite a private person, our dear Dolores, but clearly all those years ago she made friendships for life. These supplies will surely prove useful. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Diseased? Deranged. Oh no, she's just crazy. Okay. We thought it'd be a great idea to have some role-playing and fun and create our own shelter theater group. We call it the Thunderdome. We spent the rest of our day trying to write a script for the performance. We almost got into a fight over it and decided that maybe it would be best to play something simpler. Okay, that's fair. Scribbles? What is that for? Nice, she's not crazy. Good job, Dolores, coming back from the brink. We played Truth or Dare. When it turned out we only kept asking questions, and the most common are we going to eat anything besides tomato soup? We decided that's enough games for now. She's only 6, so she may be the one that rides out for the roaches for me. We took some examining our map and found some abnormal symbols scribbled in a few places. It appeared as if someone had hidden something there and provided directions to it. We should send someone to investigate. Let's send Ted. He's diseased, so I don't mind risking it for him. And I may use the med kit on him. I was hoping for a med kit. I was optimistic. I was already planning on using that thing. I was like, we're getting the med kit. I was too optimistic. The map directions weren't too hard to follow. We found our way to a neighbor's backyard, and we dug under a tree. We discovered 2 food cans. That's what we call a successful treasure hunt. Dehydrated, fatigued. Ted used to get along with most of the neighbors before the apocalypse, but especially with a lovely Jenny McMillan from around the corner. He neglected to mention that he met her during his voyage outside and promised to share some supplies with her. Dolores seems displeased by this. Should Ted share the supplies with Jenny? I don't know what it does. I don't remember this one ever. Let's do it. Give her a can and tell her thank you. Sorry, Dolores. Dolores was livid and insisted she go with Ted to Jenny to the slides. Turns out poor Jenny's husband perished when he left the shelter to grab his food, when he grabbed his stamp collection. There was never seen again. Jenny's misfortune brought Dolores some peace, while our supplies guaranteed Jenny's children would have something to eat tonight. Okay. Both and nothing. A stranger pushing a rusty wheelbarrow filled with all kinds of goods stopped in today. He claimed that he's a trader looking to barter for some items he required. Okay, 2 bottles for a book is a dang good deal. Okay, roaches. I heard roaches. Please, 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 please. Ted died. Dang. Disease got him. After making the trade, the man packed his things into a wheelbarrow and departed. Before leaving, he uttered something about bandit activity nearby and how dangerous the area is. She's dehydrated. She's still only sick, so we're okay for now. The roaches seem to get more organized with every passing day. At first, it was just 1 or 2 of them, but nowadays it's small columns of them marching through the shelter. We need to deal with the situation before civilization becomes superior to ours. No. We're going to keep it going. We have to. We're looking for a very specific event about the roaches. And I don't know. It just is what it is. Our time will come, but for now, the time being, we'll just have to adapt to this living situation. They're here. We're here. Let's make the best of it. They're only cockroaches after all. I wonder if I fed her. We've got enough stuff. Let's feed her a few days in a row and see if it heals her. We played a game of list things you hate the most, and our neighbor's name kept coming up for some reason. That reminded us the little weasel had a safe in his living room. We always wondered what's inside. Maybe now's the time to find out, but who will do the honors? Let's give it a shot, because we need a med kit, like, really, really bad. I really hope we get one. We didn't get one. I blame Ted. We marched to Ned's house to find the safe cracked open from the blast. Most of its contents were destroyed, but we still salvaged something out of it. Ned was nowhere to be found. He likely perished in radioactive agony. All told, it was a good day. Give her both. As we were considering alternatives to canned soup diet, a sudden knock at the door broke our line, and it turned out we were visited by a band of survivors who were in pretty bad shape. All they wanted was to get something to drink, a bite to eat, or at least clean bandages and medicine to attend their wounds. We can give them a water. I don't know if it helps, but we can give them a water. That's fine. Okay. Our visitors had problems finding enough words to express their gratitude. Many tears were shed, smiles and hugs exchanged, and they wished all of us the best. It's a great feeling to be helping someone out. They left soon after to seek shelter in the ruins of our town. We hope they make it out there. Feed her again. Please, Hiller, please. We're closed off in a tiny shelter and our supplies are very limited. If we want to survive, it's time for desperate measures. We know there's a group of elderly people hiding behind the ruins of a local retirement home. They must have some supplies, and in our opinion, we need them more. The well-being of your family is the most important thing in the world, right? We actually have plenty of food and water. I don't really care to risk anything, them getting injured or anything. Okay, she's still sick. That's okay. Robbing innocent people? Absolutely not. We are not savages. We cannot stoop that low. It's important to keep our values, even in these troubled times. Especially in these troubled times. Let's set a shiny example and leave these poor people alone. Okay, give her both again. The other day we heard a quiet knock at the door, and when we opened it we only found a suitcase on the doorstep. There was no one around. It isn't signed, but it sure looks like it's meant for us. Should we check what's inside? No thank you. Okay, I heard bugs. Come on, bugs. Do your thing. It's pretty simple. If we don't know where it comes from, we cannot trust it. There's no way we're taking this gift. We left it outside. Maybe some cockroaches will want it. The kind of cockroaches that enjoy ties. Occasional cigar, and of course a leather suitcase. Okay, we'll feed her again. We're going to keep it going. We always wanted a pet, but we just couldn't decide what to get. A cat? A dog? No matter. We have our very own cockroach colony. Unless we want them to stay and play fetch, we should start doing something about it to drive them out. Though the fetch option is quite likely. They're as big as small puppies. This is getting risky. I need her healed. Our time will come, but for the time being, we'll just have to adapt to this living situation. They're here. We're here. Let's make the best of it. They're only cockroaches after all. Okay, she's still just sick. Let's give her more food. We had the most curious visitors today. One of them was making a sound of a galloping horse with a pair of rocks and hitting them against each other, while his companion was pretending to ride said horse. They claimed to be a very important quest to seek some magical cup. They only lost their way in the wasteland. They asked permission to have a quick look at our map and determine their whereabouts. Yes. Let's let them take a peek at the map and see if they'll give us a reward. They might. I don't see a new medkit. Alright, they gave us a suitcase. They seemed friendly enough, so we let them have a look at our map. They thanked us and offered us some supplies in exchange. We graciously accepted and wished them luck on their quest. Feed her too again. I'm just going to keep feeding her. I don't care. There's an armed and dangerous woman outside. Fortunately, she's out of ammo. She tells us she hunts wild beasts in the waste, and right now she's on a trail of a giant, mutated spider. We're pretty sure she lost her mind, but what are you going to do with that spider, lady? Put it on a leash? She promises that, if we help her, she will return the favor another day. Okay, I hear the roaches. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 help me. Help me, roaches. We agreed, mostly because we're kind of curious what she's planning to do with that spider once she catches it. She doesn't want to say. Maybe one day we'll find out. Feed her again. And hope for the best. We never felt weird, but today we had to revisit the term. It seems that our little green guests are trying to communicate with us. They were even holding something that resembled a sign which read, "Come in peace." Oh, what on earth do they mean? Spray them! Spray them with the bug spray. BugHunter achievement completed. Oh my goodness, you guys. Now if we can heal her, make her healthy, and try to survive. Oh my gosh, you guys. That is insane. Oh, that is insane. We got it. We did it. We did it. We did it. And she's not healing, so I don't know what to do. One more day of food and water and hope for the best. How much do we have of things? We don't need water. Okay. We always steer away from casinos, gambling dens, and the like. So when a man came to our door and told us he used to be a gambler, we were suspicious. He invited us to play a game. He proposed 2 bottles of water, bet in a card game of our choice. I can't believe we got the bug one. It was such a difficult thing to get. To be honest, if we can go 40 more days, we could get the Konrad achievement. Gambling is a terrible habit. What kind of example is that to set for the kids? We need supplies, but we're not getting them like that. We'd sooner rob somebody. So she's not getting it. Hear that? Sounds like a herd of animals are stampeding just above our heads. What used to be our beautiful lawn, they are not getting away with that. It might be a perfect opportunity to get some fresh food. Sure. I will give it a shot. Cool, I think we got some. Yeah, we found a herd and were able to bring down something that looked like a 2-headed donkey that was carrying a package of sorts. Before we could get to it, a giant bird of prey swooped down, grabbed the carcass, and flew away. All that remained were a few cans of soup that fell out of the donkey's pack. Very cool. She's still sick. Someone is at the door and we're a bit scared, but maybe it's a friendly face of an American soldier. Should we open? No. Actually, no. We're at like day 70. That doesn't even sound like one that I want to open the door for. The banging stopped after a while. Whoever was behind that door left. We have no idea who it was, and we don't want to find out. Okay, sick and thirsty. It's been a while since we showered. The smell is tiny shelter as far from roses as it gets. We had thought of washing ourselves. Too bad we didn't grab some soap along the way, but maybe we can make it do with something else. No thank you. because we're already sick. It doesn't really matter. I don't think there's like a compiling of sickness that happens. The world has ended. Who cares about showering? We can get used to it. Adapting shouldn't be hard. It will be like a camping trip. It will. Oh no. That smell is just terrible. Don't puke. Don't. Alright. Ted's dead. I mean, you've been chilling with a dead man. I don't think it matters. Alright, here we go. This is why I wanted to keep it. So, technically we need water right now. 4 water for the gun, though. 4 water. And we have a padlock. We've got an axe. Yeah, give me that water. Okay, I think I'm gonna start feeding her again and maybe make her better. I don't know. Alright. Yeah, we'll just keep doing that. It's only her. There it goes again. Noises. Weird noises all the time. They're coming from the pipes, walls. Is it something behind the doors? We don't know, and it's driving us insane. We should sit down and relax. Otherwise, we might get paranoid. Yeah, play with the cards. That was a good shuffle sound. Having some fun made us forget about... What was it again? Mutated rodents are attacking our supplies. We're not sure if they're rats, feral bunnies, or just mutated hamsters. All of these options are pretty grim. We could use spare ammunition or something else to get rid of every one of these pests. We'll use the axe. Axe doesn't break during this, I don't think. Pretty sure it survives every time. Yeah. Cool. Cool beans. Our cans are saved. Too bad for the hairy mutant. I guess we're still on top of the food chain. Good for us. Give her both. We decided to peek outside just for a minute to see if the store around the corner was still standing. When we were about to step out, we heard a growl in the darkness, and a pair of ferocious eyes appeared a few feet away. We only had moments to decide what to do. Don't have anything to do, but it's the dog, and it's just we're gonna yell at him. Spoiler alert. We felt it was too risky to face whatever horror awaited in the shadows. We did what any sane person would do. We shut the door. The creature was gone the next morning. Oh, so we didn't scream that time. Alright, we'll feed again. We could really use some more supplies. We counted all of them today. The numbers don't make us happy. Time to do something about it. We know that the teacher from the school managed to rescue a bunch of kids and lead them to a nearby building where they're relatively safe. We could really use water, or whatever they have. We could really use it, right? Is she... Yeah, she's still just sick. Maybe if I do that. Well, I don't know, because everybody's dead and gone. She's gonna go crazy, and then we'll have like a limited 20 days, and there's no way to reach Konrad after that. So just no, it's not worth it. Gosh, we could really use the med kit. Robbing innocent people? Absolutely not. We are not savages. We cannot stoop that low. It's important to keep our values, even in these troubled times, especially in these troubled times. Let's set a shiny example and leave these poor people alone. I'll give her some more food and water. Man, it's... Our sorry excuse for dinner was interrupted by a raspy voice coming from outside saying, "Wanna buy a rock?" We calmed down when we realized the voice belonged to an old man Jim, who used to live in our town. Well, at least we think he did. We just never quite figured out where he stayed. We should probably answer his question. It's impolite to keep people waiting like that. Yes, I'll take a rock. Thank you, Mr. Jim. Thank you, Mr. Jim. Bum, bum, bum. We opened the door and greeted the old man with a smile. He was eager to show us his bag filled with a rich choice of rocks and convinced us to take one for free. For old time's sake, we agreed carefully, chose the best looking rock, and the man left. We can't complain. It's a good rock, really. Also, he claimed it brings luck. We'll see about that. Feed and water her again, and maybe, you know, I'm optimistic. They offer bug spray for for the checkerboard, and a book for the cards. Bug spray can be used as a defense weapon. We'll take that. We'll take the bug spray. We managed to work out a deal. The woman also gave us tips about surviving in the wasteland, but her advice seems pretty useless. We already know the radiation is dangerous and that hitting a rat with a stick will eventually kill it. We thanked her and said our goodbyes. Okay, she's still not diseased, which is good for us. We kept dreaming about those little things we did back in the day when there were as many bombs falling down. Not on our heads anyways. Hang on, let's count real quick. 4, 8, 12, 16. And we need it to go to 30. So let's start feeding, watering her every other day. To keep her at the sick level. I don't think it's going to cure her, but I think it'll keep her at the sick level. I think that's what's helping, because she hasn't become diseased yet. If she does on this day, I'm going to be Murphy's Lawed out of here. Living in the past is not wise in our current situation. We need to think of today and tomorrow. Okay, so yeah. So we'll feed and water her tomorrow, and we'll just do every other day from here. And if we can just stay safe. Oh! Oh! Medkit! We're doing the Konrad today. Oh my gosh, I am ecstatic right now. I think we can hit Konrad. 2 achievements in 1 video. It's going to be a long video, but I'm telling you. The girls were very kind and their prices were more than fair, so we gladly accepted their offer. How very clever of them to keep their business alive even in the apocalypse. We're impressed. Boom. There you go, Dolores. You're welcome. A group of doctors knocked on the doors today, requesting some supplies that would be helpful in refilling their first aid kits. We didn't doubt that they were real deal for a second. They have the lab coats and everything. Shall we help them? We do. When we did the math, we went off of food, so we have an extra water. And in case she gets sick again, this would help us in the future. We just need to survive now. This is literally it. I'm actually hyped. I think we can make it with her. We have enough of everything. We asked them for their doctor's license, but all of them claimed they left them in another pair of trousers. We didn't dare ask if it was just the one pair. We gave them a water bottle and wished them good journey and better luck with the trousers. Okay, she's just thirsty. That's fine. Some door-to-door salesman found his way to our shelter. Hang on, I got a text. Make sure it's not the school. 324. Oh, that's today. Okay. I gotta go to a doctor's appointment today at 3. Some door-to-door salesman found his way to our shelter. We remember him from before the apocalypse. He came over with a bunch of leaflets and tried to convince us to join something called Astro Citizen, but we refused. Now he just wants supplies, and he says he will reveal some state secrets to us in return. I did that once, and it's literally just nothing. It is nothing good. Not worth it. Maybe I should have, though, because I'm on good terms with like everybody right now. As a rule, we don't trust door-to-door salesmen, especially ones who attempt treason. We told him to go back to whatever planet he dropped to Earth from. He got angry and stormed off, muddling something about our souls are going to be devoured by the alien Lord Yontar. Poor guy, he seems very confused. Dehydration, we'll just give it to her now. There is a man at the doorstep and he wants to be our friend. At least that's what he says. He looks harmless, although he seems to have acquired an extra pair of arms as a result of a weird mutation. He assures us he will not get us sick and he asks for our help. If we could provide him with and his group with supplies, they will repay us by helping fight off the next raid party that comes our way. Should we accept his offer? Yes, yes. Give a water to them. We are going to make it. So we've got multiple ways to defend if we start getting raided. Oh man, I think we can do it. I really, it feels good to have some friends in this cruel, empty wasteland. A few of our supplies is a small price to pay when it comes to the safety of our family. Fatigue, that's fine. It seems off. Oh, why am I reading that? Today we are visited by a strange-looking little man who introduced himself as a trader. He insisted his prices are so low that it's practically like cutting his own throat. At least we could do is take a look at his offers, although for some reason we don't really trust him. They offer, I don't care about that, but I get the gun. Now I've got even more things to defend. I think this is the Konrad run, which is amazing. I didn't even plan for this. It just fell together. You guys. The weird man tried to make us buy fried cockroaches on a stick covered in some mysterious sauce. The snacks looked pretty disgusting, so we turned them down, but we bought something else from him. He looked a bit disappointed. Okay, she's just fatigued. We were about to finish our dinner, if you can call it that, when we heard someone knocking at the door. It seems like a trader who is very interested in ammunition. How about that? I don't have anything. If I did, I probably would. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. She's well rested. Good deal. We could tell the stranger was disappointed, but that was none of our business. If ever was a time to get used to being disappointing, the end of the world is probably it. Okay. How about that lake we've been going to for the past few years? It would be so good to find ourselves there. Far away from this madness. Swim a little, maybe take a boat ride, even if the whole place turned into Atomville. Oh, we're killing it today, you guys. As long as we're safe, we can stay down here. Dehydration, we'll just give it to her. We've got plenty. On our way back from the last expedition, we noticed some drawings of a half-ruined wall nearby. It was a very crude map of our town, and one place was marked with an X. Maybe it's someone's secret stash of soup. Shall we go check it out? No. We don't want to leave because we don't want raiders to start coming. We want to hold that off as long as possible. The more we go outside, the more likely they are to come and get us. We're not going to run around like Knights of the Round Table following some madman's scribbles on the wall. The world is crazy enough as is. That's fair. Starvation, we'll give it to her. We've got plenty. It's not the best time or place to make plans for the future, but we can't help thinking, what can we make of this terrible situation? Is our house still standing, or will it have to move to some forsaken hole like Toronto? No, not Toronto. Never been, but I don't think it's that bad of a place. Sorry, Torontonians, if you're watching. Planning far ahead is usually a good strategy, but for now, we should be more interested in our plan for water rationing. Okay, fatigued and hungry. When someone knocked at the door, we were suspicious and cautious, and after a few minutes of talking, it turned out it was just a group of old ladies who were at a tea party not far from here when the bombs dropped. We thought it would be good manners to talk to them face to face. When we opened the door, those old bats attacked us with their umbrella canes and something that looked like a spiked table leg. We need to fight back. Use the gun. Pop. Okay, so we're going to start getting raiders coming at us. It's not surprising that a few shots were enough to send those cowards running. The question is, what happens if the rifle malfunctions or we use all of our ammo? We do hope it won't come to that, otherwise we might need to defend ourselves using knives and forks. Dang it, we spoke too soon. We think the gun is broken. What do we do now? That's okay, we got stuff. Ha, guess what? We already got ourselves our very own Fallout garden. We got a bunch of mushrooms growing on one of the walls. They're big enough to be eaten. How about that? We should prepare a mushroom feast today. I'm good. I will pass on that. Appreciate the offer. Appreciate the offer, though. We may be hungry, but there is just some things we will never eat. Wall fungus is one of them. Dolores will not survive any longer. Let's see. Yeah, we can give her both. You would expect the post-apocalyptic time to be a time of peace and quiet, since, you know, most of the people aren't around anymore. Yet, here we have someone at the door. When we opened it, we encountered a strange-looking man in a blue jumpsuit who asked us to trade him a water chip. A water chip? What the heck is that? No, you're not getting our water. We actually need everything left. Harmonica. Harmonica sounds. We were sorry to explain that we didn't know what a water chip was and that we don't have one. He thanked us in a few short words and left. A young singer approached our shelter this morning, encumbered by 2 different guitars, a big backpack, and a weird contraption, holding a harmonica on the front of his face. He asked us for some supplies in exchange for a folk song or two. Do we want to share? No. That gives us a radio, which is cool and dandy, but we just don't need it. We're on day 93. We need 10... 17. We need 18 more days. When we learned we wouldn't share with him, he got really angry. First, he tried to torture us with sounds from an unplugged electric guitar. When that didn't work, he tossed some instrument at us and walked away. We tried to put it back together, but it was broken to pieces. How could you, mister? It was a tambourine, man. It was a tambourine, man. We woke up today feeling very uncomfortable. It was like someone or something was watching us. We would have sworn we noticed something move in the shadows. Anything besides us alive in the bunker, it's time to teach it who's the boss around here. We'll use the axe. What was that noise? Okay, cool. We still got the axe. We're good. Whatever it was, it's dead now. Quite dead. Maybe there's more hiding somewhere in one of those nasty little holes. Okay, she's fine. Today, during breakfast, we were startled when our map slid off the wall. We checked the nails holding it, but they were all firmly in place. It could be a poltergeist, or maybe we need to perform an exorcism to get rid of it. Anyway, in the wall behind the map, we discovered some sort of safe. We're curious as to what treasure might be inside. Should we open it? Yeah, I hope nothing bad happens. I'm pretty unlucky sometimes. Something opened. Okay, she's not sick. That's all I care. Alright, we're not sure how or why the map just decided to slide off the wall, but we're lucky that it happened. Inside the dusty safe, we found some supplies. Guden Deal. Give her water. We had a chance to meet the strangest person today. He looked just like a human, except with triple the amount of hands necessary. We listened to his story about a group of folks just like him who are having a hard time scavenging supplies because of their appearance. People shoot first and ask questions later. He offered us a deal. If we share some supplies with them, they will help us in our next expedition to make sure we're safe. No, we've already got one that is going to be for defending it. We don't need the expedition one because we aren't going anywhere. We are staying here for the rest of the time. It took us a bit too long to realize who or what we were looking at, but we managed to finally shut the door. It's good that we didn't shake his hand, and let's hope that disease is not airborne. We could have sworn we heard him cough. Starvation? A group of people dressed in green pajamas knocking at our hatch is not something we anticipated, yet this is exactly what happened. Furthermore, they insisted they are merry men and wish to take from the rich and give to the poor. We're pretty poor, so maybe we could make some new friends. We should let them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we're poor enough. Well, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, actually. No. No. We're right at that threshold. I think it's 5, but it might be 6, but I'm not going to risk it. We're doing too good. It's not worth it. It'd be greedy. We didn't answer those particular calls and kept the door locked until those noises outside faded away. We're not exactly sure we want those people to come back. They sounded harmless enough, but can harmless people be trusted in these troubled times? They might be worse than those who don't seem harmless at all. She's fine. We wish we could just leave. Sitting down here with barely anything to do is driving us crazy. That's fine. I hope I get a bunch of those where no events happen and we just get to the Konrad ending. Get to the Konrad achievement. As long as we're safe, we can stay down here. Oh, hang on. She's nothing. That's fine. We were about to go to sleep when we heard scratching coming from the door. At first, it sounded like an angry rat trying to eat the dang thing. We soon discovered it was something much worse. Someone is on the other side of the door trying to pry it open. We need to act now. Use the padlock. What was that? We didn't think that small padlock would stop them, but it turned out to be enough to discourage the unknown attackers. It seems that they gave this whole break-in a fair shot, but ultimately gave up and left. Too bad that padlock is in no shape to be used again. We need to think of other ways to fight off the bandits and other soup-hungry barbarians. She's dehydrated. We never thought we'd live to see a dancing cockroach. We still haven't, but we saw one that was nearly as big as a cat. The good news is they probably scared off any rats in the area. The bad news, they are huge and probably attack us if they get the chance. Spray them. We don't want to get her sick. We are almost there, and I don't want to mess it up. We're at day 100. We need 11 more days, you guys. 11 more days. Holy cow, we're doing it. We dodged a bullet this time. That is, if a bullet was huge, hairy, had 8 legs, and glowing head. Hopefully, we won't have to deal with them again. All right, she is starvation. Alarm! There's a group of people outside. They don't seem too friendly. Recognize some of them. They used to be our neighborhood watch. They don't sound too concerned with the well-being of our neighborhood anymore, but they're very serious about angrily waving their heavy flashlights. We need to do something before they break in and take everything we have. All right, hit them with the axe. We have nothing now. We literally have to make it 10 days without a raid. With one raid. Some axe action was enough to send those cowards running. You bet your butt that they will be back. Vermin like that are never long gone. They crawl out of the shadows when the night comes. Let's keep our axe sharp. We don't have an axe anymore, though. Wouldn't it be fantastic if we could just get out and leave? Walk the surface like we used to? Smell the fumes and pollution? Ah, that's the scent of freedom we miss. Good, we got a radio event. Good deal. We have one more raid defense, and that is all. We can take care of ourselves. Okay. We can do it ourselves. It's been a while since we showered. The smell in this tiny shelter is far from roses as it can get. We had... Wait, why did I think the radio... It said the radio sound when it was something else. We had thought of washing ourselves. Too bad we didn't grab any soap along the way, but maybe we can make do with something else. We'll use the gas mask. If she gets sick, honestly, it's kind of fine. It doesn't really matter too much. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. If you can survive just a little bit longer, dirty ears shouldn't be much of a problem. Just to be sure, dibs on the gas mask. Yeah. Dehydration. We've always wanted to throw a party with a huge cake. For some reason, it never worked. One time we were promised a great cake, and it turned out it was a lie. That was a disappointment. We weren't glad. We're definitely getting a cake in the when the radioactive clouds are gone. I don't like cake. I'm going to be honest. I'll eat cake with a glass of milk very rarely, but not my jam. Let's just leave all those questions be for now. Okay, and she is starvation. We've been busy since we got to the shelter, but there is still much to be done, like trimming that shrubbery in our yard. That's definitely something we want to do when we get out of here. Day 105, we're killing it. We're killing it. We can make it work, even in Toronto. Question is, how do we get a boat to get there? We heard that's the best way to get to Europe. We've been busy since we got to the shelter, but there's still much to be done, like trimming that shrubbery in our yard. That's definitely something we want to do when we get out of here. That's crazy we got that again. Oh, we're so lucky. We're so freaking lucky. 106. We've got 5 days. 5 days, 1 raid defense. We can make it work even in Toronto. Question is, how do we get a boat to get there? We heard that's the best way to get to Europe. Okay. We got another. Oh my god. Oh my god. I love these no events right now. It's tough surviving these conditions. Let's hope we will be over soon, or else we might end up dead in a wasteland ditch. That's not something we're looking forward to. Oh my goodness. 4 days. 4 days. Day 107. Being stuck in such a tiny shelter would make anyone a bit apathetic. I can read the craziest words, and this one drives me insane. Apathetic. We need to stay calm and await the rescue. Surely they're coming for us, right? Okay. She's dehydrated. We wish we could... Oh, we got another no event. We wish we could just leave. Sitting down here with barely anything is driving us nuts. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 3 days, you guys. 3 days left. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. As long as we're safe, we can stay down here. That's true. That is true. Alert! There's a gang of firefighters outside, or they are dressed like ones. They've been banging on the door, ordering us to surrender all of our supplies. They claim they will drive us out by fire if we don't comply. I guess the definition of firefighter has somewhat changed recently. How do we oppose them? We have the mutants. We have the mutants. They'll fight them off, and we're fine. We have 2 days. Oh my goodness. It's hard to tell who was more surprised, us or the bandits on the other side of that door, when our mutant friends jumped out of their hiding spots and came to our aid. They quickly forced the raiders to retreat. Helping the mutant group was a good idea. We hope everything goes well for them, and at least tonight we can sleep without worries. Starvation? We always thought life could be much better. That was before we got nuked. Now we think it could be much better. In a way, not much has changed. I think this is it. I really hope so. We got 1 day. Please don't let this event be crazy. Literally, we just have to survive until 111, and that's it. Oh my gosh, I'm almost shaking for this. Who knows? Maybe a new world will offer new opportunities, and it won't be that bad. Celebrate. It's hard being down here. Living here, we need to make the best of it, or else we might find ourselves in even more trouble. I think this is it. I think this is it. Konrad Style. Beat the Fallout Shelter survival record. 111 days. This is one of the ones I was dreading. Holy cow, we did it. We have 2 achievements left, you guys. We have 2. If you've made it this far, leave a comment and say Willy Wonka. Let me know. This is crazy that we made it this. We got 2 of the hardest achievements, for me at least, in one run. That is crazy. We have 2 left, right? The next hardest one is going to be getting the SAR bomber on all difficulties, which we need to survive the survival and the apocalypse. We're working on the vehicle to get it complete, and we'll use that for one of them, which will probably be probably the survival, because you don't get any. Well, maybe apocalypse. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Oh my goodness. We're trying our best to remain calm. The situation we're in is far from normal, and we might never get used to it. We hope that help comes soon. This is insane to me. I wonder how long we can survive till today. Till today. Alright, look here. I give you a couple things, girlie. You did an amazing job. You are a hero. We have nothing to defend ourselves now. We lose on day 112. We don't. What? Oh, they just stole everything. Okay. The invaders burst through our shelter like a violent tidal wave and immediately went for the one thing that was the greatest value to them. our canned food stockpile. They grabbed as many cans as they could and left. Trash cans of ours are getting disgusting. The good news is we don't have much of an appetite when we see it. So we're saving some food. Yet for some reason we would like to... You know what? I want her to leave on a good note. If she goes on an expedition, she technically doesn't die. We just lose the shelter and somebody takes over. So let's do that. Let's send her on an expedition and let her find her way in this world, you guys. Let's send her off on a good note. Let's send her out with a gas mask. Day 14, day 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. She came back. Dolores, you're crazy, actually. You're actually crazy. You're cracked. Let's see what she did, I guess. On the edge of the town, there used to be a big parking lot. Now, it looks more like a junkyard. Most vehicles are completely wrecked or burned down. We figured it was still worth checking out. Under the burnt remains of a picnic table, we found some bottled water. Those bottles are not in the best state, but their contents look perfectly drinkable. In one of the trunks, we found a leather suitcase, almost untouched. We're a bit disappointed. There was nothing inside, but the suitcase alone will do just fine. In the trunk of a wrecked car, we found a fine, sharp axe. That vehicle must belong to a lumberjack or a serial killer, perhaps both. Okay, we're going to do food, freedom. Wait, what's this? There's a small muddy pond in the park nearby. Too bad we forgot our fishing pond. Maybe we can try to fish something out. No, we want to keep our suitcase because she's going on another adventure, and now she's got some supplies to do it. Come on, Dolores. I want to send you out in style. Don't stay here. You don't need to... Oh, she's too tired to do it. No, Dolores, no. Dolores, wake up for me, please. Be untired. Let's get her untired, and... We learned a valuable lesson recently. If you don't do anything about roaches in your home, that's fine. Please don't make her sick, though. I don't want to send her out into the world sick. Okay. Be untired. Come on, Dolores. Okay. Come on, Dolores. Be untired. Be untired. Day 125. This is the longest we've ever made it. This is crazy. She's untired. Okay, Dolores. We're sending you on an adventure tomorrow with your suitcase and your stuff and your vacation hat. Yas, Queen. You killed it. You did crazy good. We'll give her a drink of water. We'll send her with a suitcase, an axe, a map, and some water. Come on, Dolores. Go free. Be free. 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Oh, 31. Dolores! Dolores, stop coming back. Stop coming back. Alright, she's tired again, so let's try to get her untired. Dolores, I want you to be free, and you're fighting me on this, and I'd like it if you stopped it, okay? I'd like it if you stopped it, Dolores. You need to go free. Be untired again, and I'll send you on your way to hopefully find a new life. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, man. She is stubborn. She is so stubborn, dude. We peeked out of the shelter for a moment. We thought it was as good as dead. A huge, hairy mutant spider was approaching the door. We calmed down when we heard a familiar voice of a hunter we helped a while back. Thanks to her aid, we were able to track down the spider and tame it. She brought some food along. No clue if it was spider meat, but we shared a nice, filling meal and got to pet the spider. It was educational. I mean, that's kind of neat. So that's what she does. I always wondered. It took, like, what, 90 days for her to come back? But, hey, whatever. This is kind of wild. This is kind of wild. This is the longest I've ever made it. This is crazy. Call us weird, but we think those roaches are trying to communicate. No. Don't be sick, though. Don't be sick, Dolores. I want to send you out in good health. Okay, cool. She's untired. Let's do it again. Alright, let's do it again. Now she's sick. You heathen, Dolores. You heathen. But we have a med kit. There. Go free. Be free, Dolores. Dolores, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my gosh, dude. Oh, this is good. Sure, we'll use the radio. What if we escaped? How insane would that be? That would be kind of wild. I'm just going to skim through these, make sure she eats and stuff, and we'll just try to get the ending, I guess. That's all we're getting from the radio? Yeah, we'll check the radio. Gosh, escape on day 200. Yeah, she's crazy. That makes sense. That makes sense. She's sick and crazy. Or, well, she's just crazy, I think. Yeah. And the radio broke. There's no escape. I don't know. I don't know what to do with her. I don't know what to do. I tried to free her. I don't know. I don't know. And she's just making it difficult. She's making it difficult, you guys. I wanted to do a good deed for her. Now she's got roaches, a dead husband. She's crazy. Okay, at least she's untired, I guess. Alright, we're going to send her out again. How many expeditions can she survive in a row? Day 150. Holy cow, Dolores is a tank. This is nuts. Alright, we're going to send her out. Suitcase, gas mask, map, water. Come on, Dolores. Oh my god. Oh my god. How is she doing this? Oh man. Got another radio. This is just insane to me. This is insane how long this is going for her. I'll just feed her water every day because I can. I got plenty of it. I don't know, and I don't have any food. I'd like to try to escape, but I just don't have any food to keep her alive for the escape. Alright. Oh, wait, she's still tired. What am I doing? She's still tired. I thought she was not tired. Whatever. She's deranged now. She's gonna start breaking things. Understandable reaction. Understandable. Okay. You're gonna rob a crazy sick lady? Really? That's... Oh, I tried to give her a chance, you guys. I really did. I really did. That was insanely good, though. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. 163 days. She starved to death. It is what it is. It is what it is. Man. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment, like the video. Not a catchphrase. It genuinely does help the channel. Successful expeditions, 7 of them. Items brought, 24. Days survived, 163. This is the craziest score ever. Man, that is wild. Alright, anyway. I hope you guys have a good day. I hope tomorrow's even better. I'll see you here next time. And, yeah, thanks for joining me. Goodbye.